The sound check is good? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Dr. Candace Matthews. I wear several hats. Today I am the Vice Chair of the Texas Democratic Black Caucus, which is the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. We are here today because the Harris County Jail, the House of Death, and the Harris County Health Hospital, which is the Hospital of Horror, has strikes again. We have several families that are standing behind us because their loved ones died due to the negligence. Their loved ones died because of lack of concern here within this jail. We have, this is so sad that we have inmates, family members right behind me that are looking for their loved ones. We have family members that are behind me that experience Harris County Jail playing hide-go-seek with their families in order for them to get some type of peace. This is unacceptable. So I'm also going to share some disturbing data that you all would need to know that come from several credible sources to prove that there is a problem and it is a state of emergency in this Harris County Jail. We are not going to take it anymore. We are not going to just continue to rah-rah out here in the sun every time someone dies. Action is going to be taken. We even have a family that's out here right now that Harris County Jail did not even acknowledge that the man died. They had a whole nother name of a whole nother person, and I'm like, who is this? So we're going to get to the bottom of all of this on today. So I would like to bring this over to Attorney Booker, who is the attorney that represents some of these families and have currently filed a federal lawsuit against Harris County Jail. Attorney Booker.
Guys, unfortunately, we are here today with the Gutierrez family here. We're here with the Rattlers, and they have two issues. And we're here with Mr. Sherman, here today to see what's going on with his brother. This is disrespectful and wrong. So now we're going to play a game of let's hide them. It's one thing when you don't know where your loved one is, but it's another to be lied to, and it's something completely separate and different when you don't even get to have a funeral, or you don't get to have the funeral of your choice, or you don't get to determine whether or not you'd like to run another autopsy because you believe there's foul play. Because when things are over and done, then there is finality to it. And that is what we know that Harris County Jail is doing, and it's sad. They're swapping names. They're telling people that they don't know where their loved ones are when we all know full well that they do. They're telling people, just like they told the Gutierrezes, oh no, your father was released. But that is mighty odd because we have the Harris County Jail clothes on the deceased. Then you guys also try to play with their clothes as well and not allow them to get their clothes. But he who sits high looks low. Okay? And I don't care what denomination you are, whether you're religious or not, we all believe in something, whether it be karmatic influence, universal influence, spirituality, religion, or otherwise. And nobody is going to get away with doing what they're doing to these families. And that's just how it's going to go. Those who have committed these wrongs, you're going to be held accountable. And you know what? I don't understand why Gonzalez and Fortesa doesn't just raise their hands up, say they're sorry for the mismanagement, if nothing else, and allow these families to move on with their lives. You're going to hear different stories from these families today. I don't want to take much of the time up because this is about them and their loved ones, guys. And I want them to give their GoFundMes because they need help. Because what do you do on the eve of something when you got to bury and you had no understanding before? And you weren't given any time to plan and any time to come up with anything. And I think this is exactly what Harris County wants because it's exactly what they're causing to have happen to these people. So we're going to start off and we'll talk to the Gutierrez family so they can say their piece. You see them here with these beautiful children who have lost a loved one. Nobody who is losing a loved one in Harris County Jail will go unnoticed. I want you all to hear me. You will not lie to these families. You will not hide the deceased, and you will not refuse to state completely, openly, what happened. Gutierrez family. Give them your name and who you are, Mr. Gutierrez.
I'm Jeanette Gutierrez. First name Jeanette, Jeanette. Last name Gutierrez, Gutierrez. I am the first daughter of Lawrence P. Gutierrez. My dad was only 49 years old. It took us a while. It was a journey to look for my father. After his voice, we've been calling him when I found out he was released. Called multiple times on his phone, went straight to voicemail for days, and then days went to weeks. Never would I thought that I'll be here speaking in regards to my dad's death. We tried numerous of times reaching out to the county jail. They failed to release proper information in regards of my father. On Monday, June 12th, my life changed forever when we received the information on Channel 2 News that my dad had passed away. Countless times we asked the authorities, where was my father? Many times we received the same information that he signed out and walked out willingly. If my father signed out, he would be home with his kids, all 9 kids that he left behind, including 8 grandchildren he left behind and 1 on the way that he would never get to meet. My father took his last breath on earth on June the 6th. Justice, it was supposed to be here to protect us, but yet all we received were lies. How this generation is going to learn to trust the system when the system had betrayed us? How can I go back to my young brothers and sisters and tell them everything's going to be all right, knowing what had happened to my father? I pray that God have mercy on everyone that was involved in my father's death. Thank you.
Mrs. Rattler, who lost her husband.
My name is Shondalyn Rattler, Roshundalyn. Last name Rattler, Rattler. My husband died on Saturday, the day before Father's Day. And my husband died on Saturday, the 17th. In Benford Hospital. Harris County said he called me until Friday morning, and then I had to wait for them to approve for me to go in and see him. When I went in there, he was cold. He was cold. Hooked up to all those machines. He was already gone. And after he took his last breath, they told us we could not be with him anymore, that it was considered a crime scene. A crime scene. Then they told me I couldn't take his body. They wanted to take his body. But it was a crime scene because something's not right.
That's right.
To me, that's their way of admitting that there was a crime committed. They deleted his medical records when I went in to Harris County to log in on Thursday. His account was not able to, it was disabled.
The first time you've been
On Sunday, it was, on Saturday, it was inactive. I could see the emails coming through that things were being done to him and that he was getting tests, but I could not access those things. He was looking for his sister, whose last known location was here at Harris County Jail. There's nobody, no death certificate, know nothing. It's time for this to stop. These people, there are human beings in this building. They are not trash. They are throwing people away like trash and treating. This is wrong.
Tell it.
It has to stop. And anybody, if you know anything about our loved ones, anyone else, please come forward. We're going to fight this fight, and we're not going to stop until justice is served.
Give us the names of both family members.
Tracy Rattler and Ray Anthony Rattler.
And when did Miss Tracy Rattler go missing? On or about?
Last year.
In the Harris County Jail.
In the Harris County Jail. But as of now, there's no record of her. Ray got a record of her last year. They told him that she was deceased. But now there is no record. We want justice for the Rattler family.
Okay, Mr. Sherman?
My first and last name is Jeremy Sherman, Jeremy-Sherman. On May 21st, 2023, my baby brother Michael William Sherman, was in police custody for a stolen U-Haul. He lost his life that day. I believe a U-Haul is not compensated for his life. Me and my family are very angry about this. I came down here to get records of what happened, to get a police report. I've been led on by the investigator. He doesn't want to answer any questions. He sent me here. I have got no apologies, no type of sympathy. My little brother was not a piece of garbage. He was someone that mattered to a lot of people. I've reached out to a lot of his friends and his family, and everybody's devastated by this. I've known about things like this happening before in the past. I've heard about it. My little brother's told me stuff about it in the system. They don't help anybody. They just hurt everybody. They don't do nothing but hurt people. They look down on us like we're dogs. I've been in jail before. I know how it is. They don't give us no help.
None.
There's no rehabilitation. They don't make you better. They make us worse. The only reason I'm standing here today and got better the way I did because I found God. That's why I'm where I'm at today. They don't give nothing in there.
Tell how you love me, Dad.
No rehabilitation.
He should have been restrained, and he wasn't. The officer was following behind in an ambulance, from what I was told. He jumped out of the back of the ambulance. He was diagnosed with mental illness. He was having some sort of a mental attack. He should have been restrained to the bed, and from what I know, he was not. He was able to get loose and open the door and jump out while it was going down the freeway. That was May 21st, 2023 at 12:24. He died. 12:24 p.m. It was reported, yes. There should be a report. I'm waiting to get a report emailed to me. The medical examiner has still not released the report. It's been 31 days. Today's the anniversary. It's the 21st. That's why I came down here, because I'm still dealing with it. And I want to get some answers. I want to know what happened. And this isn't right. I don't care who you are, what race you are. I don't care if you're a man or woman. It doesn't matter. We're all human beings, and this ain't right. And these people in here are people. They need help. They need help. They don't need to be hurt. They don't need to be looked down on. Don't need to be judged, because we all doing something wrong. We all doing something good, but we all doing something wrong too. We all sin. These people ain't all bad. They just need some help.
Thank you. Okay, now we would also like to bring up Mr. Sledge Leonidas, who is part of the Morehouse Alumni Association that's here in Houston.
We're here today to stand with these families, to give them the moral support that they need, and to speak on their behalf. Now, I know they're hurting, but you all that are viewing this, let's remove the emotions out of it and think about the legal rights that we have as human beings. So let's speak from that aspect. I'm going to read to you guys the 8th Amendment. The 8th Amendment provides prisoners with limited rights of protection against cruel and unusual punishments during the course of confinement. 8th Amendment also gives the prisoners right of adequate medical care and protection from the violence of fellow inmates and the officers and authorities that oversee them. So with that being said, if these people are incarcerated or held for whatever reasons or what crimes that they're being accused of or going through the due process of law, they should be able to have the rights that are provided to them by the Constitution of the United States. These amendments were placed in there for those reasons, okay? So loved ones that go in here and are incarcerated, they're not animals. They're human beings. They deserve the rights. The families deserve the rights to have information on them. I can't have someone in there and my loved one is sick and I don't have the rights to a medical record. That's a wife that was just here behind us. These are sons, daughters, uncles, grandchildren. They have people that love and care for them. So it's not a matter of what crimes they may or may not have committed that landed them here. It's all about the rights that they have as human beings under the Constitution of the United States of America. No matter what color, creed, race that you are, we are afforded these rights, that all men are created equal. So this is why we're here standing with these families, to make sure that they have due process, and within that due process that they are protected under the Constitution and the laws that are afforded to each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we are at this juncture where I have to pull out the data. Okay? So I want to make sure first of all, it's too many people dying in the house of death and the hospital of horrors. Okay? We are going to start a Harris County Jail Accountability Project.
Please.
We are going to be the watchdogs of this county jail as well as the county hospital that is contracted with them. We are going to work with lawyers, with affected families that you see here. We are going to work with elected officials who are not bought and paid for. We are going to work together because this is a state of emergency and it's now. Now, one thing I want you all to understand is this. People lie. Governmental organizations lie. Elected officials lie. But data and statistics don't. So I'm going to go all the way back from this resource from the Houston Chronicle of February 18, 2007. 6 years during that time frame, 101 deaths in Harris County Jail. It's stated in the Houston Chronicle Review of the state and county records revealed from January 2001 through December 2006, at least 101 inmates, an average of 17 a year, have died in custody of the Harris County Jail. And in 2006 alone, after 3 consecutive years of failing to be in compliance with standards, the jail recorded 22 in custody deaths. Records and interviews show that most third of the deaths involve questions of inadequate response from guards, staff, failure by jail officials to provide inmates with essential medical and psychiatric care and medication, unsanitary conditions, and 2 allegations of abuse from guards. This happened in 2007. Does that sound familiar? Where we are now. So this is not just an Ed Gonzalez thing. This is a Harris County culture. This has been going on for years. Then, another thing that I researched from the Houston Chronicle. Harris County Jail just recorded its most in custody deaths in 20 years, and this was from an article of November 28, 2022. Harris County Sheriff's Office reported more deaths in the county jail earlier this week, increasing the toll to 27. That was in 2022. The tally is the most in custody deaths the county has seen since 2006. according to the Texas Justice Initiative, which is another watchdog group that compiles data of the deaths in the jails around the state of Texas. Harris County, on the other hand, has roughly 9,773 people in its jail, 227 slots, shy of 10,000 maximum occupancy. According to the jail dashboard, over 8,000 of these individuals are pretrial detainees, and some of them are transported to West Texas facilities for overpopulation as well as Louisiana. So, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, I mean, you're a nice guy, but a nice guy does not run a jail. A nice guy does not run the safety for this county. So we need you to put some pep in your step, because if you can't control what's happening in your jail, how can you control what's happening out here amongst us, and we're in your county? Now, another resource that I pulled deals with the Houston Landing. And their data states 43 Harris County jail inmates, families sued over treatment and conditions. This was stated on May 9, 2023. So, out of a 10-year search with the county, federal records and county records have determined the number of lawsuits related to Harris County jail conditions and treatments that was filed by former Harris County jail inmates and their family members. Guess how many? 43. 43 lawsuits. And 10 out of those lawsuits were related to deaths in the jail. At least 7 were settled out of court. And here's a settlement agreement that I'm going to share with you that they did not want the public to know about. This settlement agreement amount were not publicly available in court documents, but the landing of this resource, the Houston Landing that I got this information from, determined that Harris County has paid at least $4.5 million, including $400,000 settlement paid in 2015 to a former inmate by the name of Terry Goodwin, who was mentally ill inmate who was left in jail for weeks amongst trash, feces, insects, which was also settled without taking legal action. Did y'all know about that? I'm asking y'all news media, did y'all know about that? You do now. Also that I found with the resource with the Houston Landing. Their search data shows 53 inmates with mental concerns died in Houston area jails over the past decade. This was published February 8, 2023. 46% of 144 individuals who died of unnatural causes in the custody of Houston area jails has documented mental health concerns dating back to the 1980s. Did y'all know that, media? You do now. Houston Landing also states on May 9, 2023, it talks about 46% of 114 individuals who died of unnatural causes in the custody of Houston area jails between 2012 and 2022 have been flagged as potential mentally ill by court, jail, or law enforcement personnel. Also, court records show that 34 lawsuits have been filed in county and federal court over the past decade by Harris County inmates and their loved ones. 10 cases were related to jail deaths, and 7 lawsuits again were settled out of court. And media, if you would like those names, I would get them to you after the press conference, because it's 34 of them. One of them dealt with, at a point, 2 employees allegedly beat him for several minutes by the name of Jerome Bartee. The lawsuit states that Bartee was deprived his right to be free from excessive use of force, and the officials were deliberately indifferent to protect Bartee from harm. Bartee received $600,000 settlement from the county. So you can't tell me that didn't happen. Right or wrong, true or false, people? Okay. Also, the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, such as failing to ensure that medical professionals review prescription medications for inmates. Also, in 2022, as I stated, 27 people died in jail custody. one of whom was housed in Louisiana at the time. The jail's deadliest year on record over the past 17 years. 5 more have already died in 2023. Then now we're going to add 4 more, so that makes 9. Including with these families, it makes 9 that has died, and we only in the 6th month. Okay? Because, you know, we were already out here before for the Simmons case. We were already out here before for the Pillow case, and those 2 are under federal FBI investigation as we speak. Also with the Houston landing. This was on February 8, 2023. Okay, the Houston landing, with my research, they also examined thousands of public records, okay? I got it right here. To determine how many people who died from homicides, suicides, and other unnatural causes in the custody of county and municipal jails across the greater Houston area over the last decade had previously exhibited mental health symptoms that were documented by court, jail, and law enforcement personnel. Also, the Houston landing investigation found 46% of 144 individuals who died of unnatural causes in custody of the jails have been flagged potentially for mental illness at least since the 1980s. So a total of 52 people died. 5 others with documented mental health concerns in the 8-county region died of unnatural causes in the county custody during this time frame, but cause of death is still being investigated at the time of this publication, and it's still being investigated now. Now, the other resource that I pulled was according to the Texas Justice Initiative. Now, this is dealing with the entire state of Texas, and I'm going to give you the breakdown. The deaths in custody as of 5/8/2023, this is the time that it was updated. All deaths in custody in Texas since 2005, as reported to the Office of Attorney General, total incidents 1,038. Okay? And then, now this what I'm reading is in reference to when the county did their press release stating that a lot of their people were coming into the jail with pre-health conditions. That's what this data is on. The data is dealing with alcohol, drug intoxication. It's dealing with natural causes and illnesses, including mental illness. It's dealing from ages 18 through 60 and up. It's dealing directly with county jails in Texas, okay? And it's also dealing with the death location where it comes with, you know, the crime scene, en route to law enforcement facility, en route to medical facility, law enforcement facility. And it also gives the breakdown from 2005 to 2023. So what we have as far as dealing with the race, right? We have 40% of white in the state of Texas. We have 37% of African Americans in the state of Texas. And we have 23% of race of the deaths in custody in the entire state. Then, as far as the sex, we have 46% males in the entire state of Texas, and we have 14% female. As the matters of death, what I found interesting, 93% dealt with natural causes and illnesses, including mental illness. And then also 7% deals with drug, alcohol, intoxication. And then as far as with the age group, let me break down because I got the pie charts. The age group states from 50 to 59 is 29% in Texas. From 40 to 49 is 24% in Texas. 60 and up is 22%. 30 to 39 is 14% in Texas. 18 to 29 is 10%. And then also under 18 is 2%. Now the type of custody in the entire state. Guess how many dealt with the county jails? 100%. I'm saying it again, 100% in the entire state of Texas deals with the county jails of the type of custody. Then the location type of the death in the entire state. Guess how many in the medical facility? 73% in the entire state of Texas. law enforcement facility, like this one, in the entire state, 20%. Others specify 4%. En route to a medical facility, 2%. Not given, 1%. Crime arrest scene, 1%. En route to law enforcement facility, 1%. Now wait till you hear the means of death across our entire state. Non-applicable is 90% across our entire state. Others specify is 7%. So, did y'all know that, media? Because if not, I'm going to make sure you have it. And also with the Texas Justice Initiative report that I have here, and this has all 254 counties. I went in manually and pulled Harris County. So, since 2005, and this is dealing with illnesses, mental illnesses, or unknown deaths that I told you that I pulled because of Harris County's lackluster, shall I say, media release. Inmate in custody deaths of natural causes or illnesses or alcohol or drug intoxication, dealing with male and female from the ages 18 through 60. Okay? Now, this is Harris County now. From 2005 to current. Guess how many African Americans have died just in that category? I didn't go into the other one. I'm going to the category that they did the press release on. 100 African Americans. Guess how many Hispanics? 23. Guess how many whites? 54. And when you look at this data, guess where they all died? If it's not Benton Hospital, if it's not inside of this county jail, or it's one of the Harris County hospitals. Isn't that interesting?
Very.
Since 2005, that pattern still goes on today. Then I pulled up the last piece of data because, like I said, I got so much, but I had to pick and choose for this press conference, and I'm going to save the rest for a later time because we're going to need it. The Texas Commission on Jail Standards. So, I have this from all of the larger counties, okay? Because, you know, they're quick to say Harris County, the largest county, so this is all of the numbers. No. We're going to talk about Bexar County, which is San Antonio. We're going to talk about Harris County, Dallas, and Tarrant County. So, with the pre-trial of people that are in the jails right now, waiting for due process. Bexar County has 2,027. Harris County, 5,749 as to date. Dallas County, 3,669. Tarrant County, 1,782. So, Harris County beats these other larger counties with people that are pre-detained in here for pre-trial. So my question is, why are they dying? Why are they dying at a large and fast rate? Is the question. Why is this data telling us it's due to negligence? Why is this data telling us this is due to some form of alleged corruption? Why is this data telling us that you don't give a damn about the people that's in this jail? Why does this data tell us that you're lying to us? Because, like I said, politicians lie. Governmental agencies lie. People lie. But data and statistics don't. Harris County, you're going to have to get off the pot because we got your statistics. We got your data. You can't come here with this lackluster line. Everybody coming in here with pre-medical conditions. Okay, but then what you doing about it? Because when I read from the data back in 2007, that mistreatment of them not giving these people their medication and these people getting their behind whooped in here and all of this stuff is still going on to this day. This is a Harris County culture. The culture don't lie. The data don't lie. The data don't lie, people. So, media, do we have any questions?
Miss Rattler, can you answer?
Miss Rattler?
Did they tell you what happened to your husband? Have they said anything to you about him? I guess how he may have passed away? They said, it was
No, they said what happened, but it's no way that could have happened that fast. Natural, but it's no way.
Do you believe he was getting the medical treatment he needed in the hospital? In the jail? Did they know he needed help?
He wasn't getting what he needed. I just want to, let me just say this. Okay. If someone is sentenced to death by lethal injection, we have to make sure it's done appropriately so that cruel and unusual punishment does not result. These people are being made to suffer. To answer your question, the argument is that he had liver failure, but he was here too long. Because if he's having liver failure, how do you allow his liver to fail and not get him to a hospital? Not get him the proper medical that he needs. The problem is, and this is what I'm seeing, is that they hold him here so long until it's no hope, then to the last minute. Right. Many of them are in a coma, or or CPR is being performed. That is when EMS is called, and they die shortly after they get to the hospital. Or now it seems like they're forcing the hospitals to keep them alive so their loved ones can come see them cold and breathing with machines all around them because we busted them on that. So that answers that question.
And rushing you to take them off the medication because they're already dead.
And then, go ahead.
And the doctors were rushing me to hurry up and take him off because he was already, they already knew he was gone.
And then also, you want to look at this as well, what we've also noticed with our research, okay? You also have people that come in with, that has drug-related issues, right? Or including even mental health, that take psychotropic medications. If these people are not receiving the proper medication or methadone, if you are a drug addict, you're going to die. If these people are not, if you abruptly stop them from taking medication that they need, you're going to die. That's just like if you go to a rehabilitation, a drug rehab, they cannot effectively stop you on medication. They have certain medication that they have to give you in order for your body to wean off. That's even when you're dealing with psychotropic medications. You cannot abruptly stop taking psychotropic meds. You have to decrease the medication in order for the body to reconvene itself. Because if not, you're going to die. Okay? So clearly, this is what's happening in this jail. And you're playing musical chairs with these people's families. And you're trying to hurry up and get them out this jail so when they die, it's not on your watch. The lies you tell. Because, baby, the data don't lie.
That's right.
So if you got people, and that's a valid point, if you got people that come in with mental health conditions, right, or they come in with pre-existing conditions, they weren't dead at their house, so why they end up dead here? I'm just asking. If they wasn't dead at their house, why are they dead here? So this is what we are going to do as a result to this problem. Like I said, we are going to start the Harris County Jail Accountability Project. I've also reached out to the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District, and I'm waiting to hear directly from him. Also, I have sent an email to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez in reference to their intake process when you have people coming in with mental health or pre-health conditions. Is there a document that's filled out? How many medications is provided to these people? What is the frequency of the medication? What is the actual culture of that specific process, because these people dying in here. And they not dying in here just to be dying.
Come on.
It's negligence, it's some alleged corruption, and they don't give a damn about our people.
No, they don't.
So, do we have any other questions before we conclude this press conference?
And I just want to say, guys, please look for social media pages of these family members. Find these GoFundMes and help lay these people to rest with dignity, because the Harris County Jail doesn't give a damn to do so. Thank you.
So, anything else? Thank you for your time, and I will keep you all updated with more data. Thank you.
All right, we're live in downtown. It's your girl Grizzy, live here with the Hood News. Man, hey, prayers for all these families going through these things. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, friends. Man, this is so crazy, so devastating. And you know, if you don't care about the inmates, then take it the other way. Then what about the safety of the workers, the employee, the staff, the jailers, the workers, man? On the side, like, law enforcement isn't safe here either. There's all kinds of angles to look at it, you know, from, you know, like, there's all angles that we can spin this. The workers here aren't safe either. We had a lady that was assaulted and supposedly, you know, sexually assaulted. Where was somebody to save her and protect her? It's not right. It's not right. We can spin this all kinds of ways, man. It's just, where's all this money that was approved and all this funding? Where's all of it? What's going on? So things were supposed to be better. We got more people dying. All right, reporting live, it's your girl Grizzy. Back to you, friends. We want to know. The Texas Rangers need to come and sweep through the entire Harris County, if you ask me. That's just my personal